At ISU Media Limited, we understand the power of media relations in amplifying the impact of NGOs. For 16 years, we have been dedicated to helping organizations forge better relationships with the mass media. Our expertise lies in crafting compelling narratives and ensuring that NGOs deliver newsworthy materials in the formats that reporters and editors desire. In addition, we conduct structured monitoring of mass media and social media content. We work closely with you, our clients, to increase your visibility as an NGO. If you are an NGO seeking to strengthen your media relations, let us be your trusted partner in building meaningful connections with the mass media.
Connect with us by sending an email to info@isumedia.net.ng for more interesting updates. Subscribe to our newsletter on LinkedIn at The Fifth Estate. You'll get all the development stories that you need. ISU Media, ocean of ideas.
In what seems to be a political drama in the corridors of power, we are witnessing a classic clash of the titans. For some people, a clash of egos. This seemingly political drama or Cold War between Senator Ireti Kingibe, Senator Natasha Akpoti, Senate President Godswill Akpabio, and the FCT Minister Nyesom Wike has, struck some debate amongst people, and people tend to, pick a side when it comes to this drama. Why some persons believe that women are too sensitive and emotional to be leaders, others feel like give them a chance to show themselves. Now, despite whatever we think, we cannot rule out the fact that women have impacted the growth of this great nation. The likes of late Dr. Dora Akunyili, Dr. Obieze Kwesili, Dr. Mrs. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, all of them, amongst others, have paid their dues when it comes to the growth of this country. So on today's live show, you and I will be discussing women in leadership, and we will be taking it one step at a time, challenges in our country. Stay tuned, we'll be right back.
At ISU Media Limited, we understand the power of media relations in amplifying the impact of NGOs. For 16 years, we have been dedicated to helping organizations forge better relationships with the mass media. Our expertise lies in crafting compelling narratives and ensuring that NGOs deliver newsworthy materials in the formats that reporters and editors desire. In addition, we conduct structured monitoring of mass media and social media content. We work closely with you, our clients, to increase your visibility as an NGO. If you are an NGO seeking to strengthen your media relations, let us be your trusted partner in building meaningful connections with the mass media.
Connect with us by sending an email to info@isumedia.net.ng for more interesting updates. Subscribe to our newsletter on LinkedIn at The Fifth Estate. You'll get all the development stories that you need. ISU Media, ocean of ideas.
Thank you for staying tuned. If you're just joining us, this is Akoya TV, the broadcast channel that brings you stories on history, art, and culture, and development stories as it affects our growth as individuals and as a society. And of course, I am your host, Hope Williams, and with me in the studio is Lady Avese Aso. I don't know if I called that name right, but please don't arrest me. She is a media and development communication professional and also a cultural enthusiast. Welcome, ma.
Thank you very much, Hope.
So on today's show, we will be discussing women in leadership. This is because most women have tended to go into places of authority, compete in local government, in state and federal levels, just to come into politics. And even in the private sector, we see women striving to occupy certain offices. So this will be part of our conversation on today's show. Stay with us.
At ISU Media Limited, we understand the power of media relations in amplifying the impacts of NGOs. For 16 years, we have been dedicated to helping organizations forge better relationships with the mass media. Our expertise lies in crafting compelling narratives and ensuring that NGOs deliver newsworthy materials in the formats that reporters and editors desire. In addition, we conduct structured monitoring of mass media and social media content. We work closely with you, our clients, to increase your visibility as an NGO. If you are an NGO seeking to strengthen your media relations, let us be your trusted partner in building meaningful connections with the mass media.
Connect with us by sending an email to info@isumedia.net.ng for more interesting updates.
Welcome back. So jumping into the conversation proper, in what seems to be like women are set to war, like questioning all the challenges and all the traditional norms in our society, we see women going into politics. We see women striving to be leaders in different sectors. So I want to ask you, with all of this going on, and especially with the drama between Senator Ireti, Senator Natasha, Senate President, and all of that, do you think that the biases against women when it comes to leadership is what is, playing out in all of this?
Well, yeah. You talk about the drama, and I would start from there. Life itself is a drama. If you see everything that happens in life, it will seem like drama. People trying to get to where they want to get to in life, people striving to get things done, people striving to get even education. It's like drama, because you start one thing, maybe you encounter a hurdle. And so this drama, I would say, well, yes, it is what is happening in life generally that I see playing out here. And especially talking about women, you're quite familiar with the term, the glass ceiling, shattering the glass ceiling. Why would we mention the glass ceiling? Because these are implementations that stand against women in striving to get to the heights of whatever profession or whatever endeavor they engage in. So in politics as well, as you mentioned, women who come into politics would face the same limitations that we are all facing in life. So it's the same thing.
So as a cultural enthusiast, do you think our culture and tradition as Nigerians, I don't want to say as African, but as Nigerians, do you think our cultures and traditions are, coming to play in all of this?
Of course, yes. Culture is where all of us came from. You look at where you were born as a girl, the things that you were told would want to put it in your head to register that you're a girl. And so as a girl, there were certain things that you were not allowed to do, or you were thought not to be able to do. Like even your mother would tell you, hey, remember you're a girl. For instance, as girls, we wanted to climb trees like our brothers. We wanted to play football like our brothers. But you were constantly reminded that, hey, remember, you're a girl. And so right from when we were born, right from where we were growing up, the culture is telling you that you're a woman. And so there are limits to how far you can go.
But that's not fair enough.
Yeah, but I want to take that up. Let me talk about leadership, for instance.
Okay.
If you want to talk about leadership and then bring in the man and the woman, okay, let's look at the biology of a man and a woman and then compare it to leadership. Does leadership really need biology, or leadership needs abilities? And so when we talk about abilities and then you talk about leadership, I would define leadership as impact, not position. And so if you have the skills and if you have the abilities to be able to lead, and that is why you see women in the various fields leading, because it is not a biological thing. Yes, we are women and we have our unique characteristics. Yes, they are men. They have their unique characteristics. But then the brain, of course, there are limitations. There are limits to what a woman can do. There are limits to what a man can do. But when you talk about leadership, I don't think leadership has to do with I'm a woman, I'm a man. It has to do with the ability to be able to create impact wherever a woman you find yourself. So that's what I can say. Not minding what the limitations that culture has placed on us as women. Yes,
I quite agree with that. Leadership is more of ability than biology. So going further, during the ECOWAS Women in Parliament that was held on Monday, Senator Natasha said something. She talked about her journey into politics. She talked about the accident she had. She talked about the challenges she had last year during the election period. She talked about all the the challenges she faced. Now we realize that in politics, especially in Nigeria, we hear stories of assassinations or attempt of assassinations. We hear stories of thugs and all of that. Then Senator Natasha said that politics in Nigeria has made women as tough as men, that it has taken away femininity from them and they are now hardened, right? So do you agree that when it comes to politics or leadership for women, they have to be tough?
Well, I would say women have to be tough everywhere. That's my belief. It's not just in politics, but in whatever. I mean, talk about education. You go to a class and you have, let's say the boys in your class are studying hard to get first class, maybe in your first degree. As a woman, would you want to be feminine and just relax and do all the makeup and not study to also make the grades? So I think in life, women also have to be tough. So let's talk about politics and refer to what Senator Natasha said about politics taking the femininity from women and making them tough. Yes, as I mentioned, there are certain characteristics that make us women, that make us nice. I want to say nice. They make us women, and that is who we are. Now, when getting into politics, those kinds of characteristics will want to come into play. And remember your culture, remember where you're coming from. That is also coming into play. There are limitations that some of these things that we heard from childhood, growing up. Remember I told you your mom, even your mom would tell you, oh, remember you're a girl.
They now create a hurdle for you.
Precisely. So those things are playing out in your head and making you to even self-censor yourself, put limitations on yourself. And so you were getting into a field where it was previously, I would say, looked at as male-dominated, and coming in as a woman to play in, you're looking at these people like, oh, they are tougher than me. Oh, I'm a woman. They should allow me. Oh, they should be softer for me. It's a competition, girl. It's a competition. So
you have to toughen up.
have to toughen up to be able to make it. So it's really not taking away the female in you. It's just challenging you to press harder.
Talking about challenge, do you think female leaders face more challenge as compared to their male counterparts?
I would say so, yes, because of who we are. I keep emphasizing who women are. First, people are looking at you like, oh, this is a woman coming. Maybe she's soft. Let me hit her. Let me try to jolt her and see if she can take the shock. So there are some of the challenges that would be dished out to you that as a woman, having come from where you come in, might throw you off a bit.
Yeah.
So, and then of course, there are, in our society, some of the limitations placed on women would want to come into play to make it tougher for the women. Of course, as I said, it is just for women to toughen up. And of course, when you talk about, when we're talking about the limitations of women and then vulnerability, of course, as a woman, sometimes, let me pick politics, for instance. There are some of these political meetings that happen quite very late. And as a woman, maybe the woman, you have the home front to take care of, you have the children to take care of. maybe you're not able to stay late for those meetings. And those kinds of things can place limitations. Say, for instance, a decision has to be taken well late in the night, and you're not there. Maybe you don't have someone to take care of the home front, and you have to retreat back home, and a decision has to be taken. You'll be cut off. So it's true, women would face more challenges. Yes.
So talking about, making decisions and all of that, there is this belief in our society that a woman cannot have a work-life balance, which is why you see that most mothers, like our grandmothers and some of our mothers, will always insist that their sons marry a stay-at-home wife, a stay-at-home woman, that they cannot marry a career woman because she cannot have a work-life balance. So what's your take on that?
I would outrightly disagree with that, and I want to, at this point, give kudos to some of the women who have gone ahead of us. We remember in Nigeria, women like Dora Akunyili. You mentioned her. She did quite well in her position at NAFDAC. Yeah. I want to reel out names like Dr. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala. We remember Obi Ezekwesili. And I'm sitting here with you. I'm a working woman. And I'm balancing it well with my home front. So this is also one of the limitations that I want to show up about working class women, professional women, career women, and stay-at-home women. Of course, there are some women who are doing well in the home front, and they are leaders. They are not working. But that is not to compare them and say, okay, a woman cannot balance working and taking care of the home front. There are men who are also taking care of the home front. So, what do we say to that? These are all just limitations to put down the women, I would say.
So, you have it there. A woman can also have a work-life balance. It doesn't really matter. You can be a mother, you can be a wife, and you can also be a leader. You can be a professional, you can be a career woman. And there's always the opportunity to balance these two sides. If you're just joining, this is Aquia TV, where we discuss issues that relate to our development as individuals and as a society. And I've been in the studio with Lady Avese. So she is a media and development communication professional and a cultural enthusiast. Join the conversation, like and share this video, and follow us on our platform. Stay tuned, we'll be right back.
At ISU Media Limited, we understand the power of media relations in amplifying the impacts of NGOs. For 16 years, we have been dedicated to helping organizations forge better relationships with the mass media. Our expertise lies in crafting compelling narratives and ensuring that NGOs deliver newsworthy materials in the formats that reporters and editors desire. In addition, we conduct structured monitoring of mass media and social media content. We work closely with you, our clients, to increase your visibility as an NGO. If you are an NGO seeking to strengthen your media relations, let us be your trusted partner in building meaningful connections with the mass media.
Connect with us by sending an email to info@isumedia.net.ng for more interesting updates. Subscribe to our newsletter on LinkedIn at The Fifth Estate. You'll get all the development stories that you need. ISU Media, ocean of ideas.
Thanks for staying tuned. We're still on the conversation on women in leadership. Of course, we'd like to have your opinion in the comment section. So before we go further into the conversation, I want to have your answer in the comment section. What do you think about women in leadership? Why do you think people believe women are not fit to be leaders? Let's have your answers in the comment section. So back to the conversation. We have our women. We have women striving in different fields. We have them in football, we have them in basketball, sports generally. We also have them in the private and public sector. So do you think that either the support or opposition of men in this same sector impacts their performance?
The support or
the opposition?
Well, yes. The support helps. And at this point, I will talk about male champions. In the development sector, we call them the male champions. These are men who, in their position as men, understand the contributions of women. They understand the hard work that women are putting in the various fields that they are carrying out their endeavors. And so they show their support. They don't see any limitation to say, okay, a woman is not fit to lead. Of course, we have women who have shattered the glass ceiling in their various
broken
fields.
records and set records.
Exactly. We can call the names endlessly. You know, so, and of course, the oppositions are there. As women, there are certain times you face oppositions. Sometimes because, I'm not afraid to say this, because you're beautiful, because someone admires you, and you don't feel the admiration or you want to reciprocate. Or sometimes, of course, as I said before, you are just being put under pressure. But what I would say to women is to always put in your best in wherever you find yourself, and you will deal less with those oppositions. Oppositions will come, yes, but the support is also there for you to harness. So it's a balance in the support and the opposition. Yes.
So I don't know if you share this thought of mine. I feel that there should be a lot of sensitization in our communities, especially when it comes to accepting women into leadership positions, whether in public or private, because we have both our cultures and religion states put some sort of restriction on women, and this for me has affected the way the society perceive women. Like, you see someone say, oh, this woman is the director of so company, and it's not her father's company, then she must have visited somebody to be able to get to that point. So I feel that we should have some sort of sensitization, especially for the younger generation. What's your take on that?
There's a lot of work going on in, you know about gender work in development, where we are having to pay attention to women. And it's not just, when we talk about gender, we're not just talking about women, but we're talking about people who are limited, people who are vulnerable. So the attention is more on women because it affects women the most. And so there's a lot of sensitization, and this is ongoing, and there is some kind of success whereby I mentioned the male champions. This is something that we never had before. True. But now we are having men who are saying, hey, I'm a feminist. Yeah. You see a man will say, oh, I'm a feminist. So these are people who have taken it up to ensure that we let people understand the roles that women play. Yeah, the roles that women play, the hard work that women put in. So to be able to just wipe out gradually, though, some of these cultural norms, cultural limitations that think that women are not fit to lead. And I will always refer you to where men are thriving. If you look on the other side, women are also thriving.
True.
In media, for instance, I can reel out names of women who have made it. You watch television every day. Here you are on Akoya TV, leading in your own field. Here am I in my own field, leading as a woman. In the area of cultural practices, I happen to be the president of a well-thriving cultural festival in Abuja. You have men also thriving in those areas. So, I mean, carrying on like that, you can't say that, oh, women cannot lead. We are leading in our various fields, as you mentioned, in football, in tennis. You remember the Williams sisters in America.
Yeah, the Williams sisters.
Yeah, we have Odega, a Tiff girl, who is also doing well in football.
Yeah.
You know, so, I mean, it's something that is ongoing, and we are inviting everyone. We invite the women to join the gender train to ensure that people get to respect women more. People get to see women as good leaders the more.
Yeah.
So that we leave out all those limitations.
Yes, let's have a level playing ground.
Precisely.
Let's have a level playing ground so we can come out and show our abilities.
Abilities, yes.
Put away whatever biological difference we have.
Yes.
So going further, every day we see women coming up. We see girls coming up. For instance, we have this young teen Nollywood actress, Ada Kirikiri. She received an award over the weekend, which she took to veteran Nkemo to pray for her. It's trending on social media. So aside from her, we see young girls coming up every day in their different field. We have Deborah with our Super Falcons. Like, they are there. We have Rashidat. All of these women are thriving in their different sectors. So with all of this challenge going on, what do you have to say to these young girls who are rising to the occasion, who are coming up to say, let's challenge this traditional norm, let's challenge it, let's show these people that we have the ability to be leaders? What are your words to this young mind?
Thank you, Hope. For many women, what they have lacked, and I mean, with this, they would have achieved more, is mentorship. So we are looking to have more older women to mentor these young women. And you mentioned this young girl who got an award and took it to Nkem to pray for her. That's a mentor there. It's a man, but it's a mentor. It's someone she looks up to, or someone that has inspired her to get to that height. So it is mentorship. A lot of more young women need mentors. So it is for women who have gone past some kind of limitation and have achieved some level of
wisdom and experience.
Yeah, experience, yes, to come up as mentors. Some time back, we had I took part in a training where we are mentoring young women. I came on the program as a mentee as well. So we have older women mentoring younger women who are coming up. So more and more of mentorship is what these young women need. And as we have more and more female mentors, because women understand themselves, they understand what the challenges are. So we have more women mentoring young women, then we can achieve more.
So talking about women understanding women and mentorship. So in one of our episodes on this show, we talked about if women are women's greatest enemies. So when you said women understand women, it sounded somehow, because most people believe that two women cannot coexist in the same space. There will always be strife amongst them. But we can say, or should I say, most people believe that it is difficult to assess a woman, an older woman, to be your mentor as a young lady than it is to assess an older man to be your mentor. So how do you think we can, cancel this narrative that young women cannot assess older women easily to mentor them?
It starts with women believing in themselves. For the people who say women are their greatest enemies, I would not want to agree with that. I mean, everybody fights. The men, if you want to get into where the men are fighting amongst themselves, then what would you say? Would you say, oh, the men are the greatest enemies? But the women are the attention, because it's just so nice to talk about when the women are having their own squabbles amongst themselves.
Wow.
There are very great women out there mentoring other women, doing great things for younger women. So for mentorship, for a young woman to be able to get a mentor, you have to identify who can be your mentor. And of course, don't just sit there waiting for someone to approach you to mentor you. You need mentorship. You identify who can mentor you. And of course, reaching out to someone, you should know how to use your interpersonal skills to approach anyone that can mentor you. I have never had any issue approaching an older woman that I want to learn from. I have learned from so many women. I would call one of my mentors' names Dr. Grace Atin. Is one of my mentors. And as a mentee, you have to constantly look out for your mentor. So the question of finding it difficult to approach older women, I don't know how that plays out. If you are putting together your interpersonal skills, then you can achieve it.
So there you have it. You have to put your interpersonal skills into play. So you must learn to do your research. And meanwhile, first of all, discover yourself. You need to know what you want to do. Do your research. Pick up those persons who have, succeeded in that space and reach out. Bring your interpersonal skills into play so you can have mentors that will help you grow.
Right.
So that is it on today's show. Mind you, we've been talking about women in leadership, and it's coming to you live from the studio of Akoya TV, where we discuss issues that affect our development as individuals and as a society. And I've been in the studio with Lady Avese Aso, who is a media and development communication practitioner and a cultural enthusiast. And I've been your host, Hope Williams. Till we come your way again next time, do well to follow us on all our social media platforms, like and share this video, drop a comment in the comment section, and click on the notification bell so that you're notified whenever we make a post. And hey, subscribe to our channels. Do have a great day.